Hey everyone, this is my Patreon pod reaction to the 13th and final episode of Joshiraku. I say final episode, but there is technically a little bit more in the form of an OVA, but this is the end of the main series for now. So, sort of over and sort of not, depending on how you look at it, but I still expect this to have kind of a conclusive feel to it regardless, but, you know, we'll see. You can never be sure with, especially with comedy, slice of life type anime, which is sort of slice of life, right? And you never know exactly just how conclusion-y a final episode will feel like. Because, you know, there's not a huge amount of plot to really wrap up story-wise. But anyway, I'm sure it will be something. So if you want to figure out what that something is, which I certainly do, we gotta jump into it. So let's do that. 3, 2, 1, play. We are starting with the opening as usual, though, so... I kind of forgot to recap bits of the previous episode, but you watched it. You know what happened. I have to believe that they're taking the tank to go destroy their dressing room because, you know, the place is pure evil. That would be a great way to finish the series, to just destroy that place. And then they just have to change outside, which I'd say is a win-win for everyone. You know, getting naked in front of others would be nothing new for Mari, at least. Go Kurakuda, go Kurakuda. I'm gonna miss the show. It grew on me kind of unexpectedly, or like subtly, you know? I could develop an attachment to before I realized I did. Yeah. Already trying to make it feel like a final episode. That's actually pretty quick. Character guts. We're not gonna murder somebody, are we? Yeah, no subtlety at all. I don't know why I expected anything else. I tried to. That's very true. Sen no Rikyu. I like the Sen part of the name. Oh. Oh, wait. Who are you? It's so weird seeing somebody else in this show. Oh, wait, is she the one that was she the one that wears the mask? Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna call her Ichigo because of her outfit. Who the heck are you? Uh, I I mean, she looks kind of cute, but is that true? I think we had an episode about that. Well, nah, we had a scene about that. You don't, yeah, you don't get new supporting characters in the final episode. A little bit late there. It's just so weird. Just my brain cannot process having a new character in the show, like a real character, not like a. She's a lot to handle. Yeah, what is your name? Yeah, a little bit. I see she's using up a lot of the animation budget. Very cocky for a supporting character. Kimpachi. The name sounds oddly familiar. Okay. So the name kind of reflected how annoying she is. That's Kigurumi. Ah. Ah. Bears. Cat pictures. uh, wait, what was it about AVs? I didn't quite catch that. uh, uh, that's a little bit creepy. Depending on the thing, yeah, once can be enough. Like a video game with no replayability. What is this? That actually was my first thought too when I saw them. Wow, that was impressive. She just completely emulated Kigurumi. I love the censoring sound effect. Oh. Oh no, oh no. Don't take Gankyo's role. It was kind of hard to see some of those. It was already going to do that. Yeah, you were so late. You can't just do that. Wow. That was great. Thank you for that. Oh no. I know, right? Jibro character. What exactly we won, I'm not sure, but we're here and she's not, so yeah, we won. Was there Rakugo in this show? Get wrecked. You really can't. Yeah, once is enough could be a pretty hard insult, honestly, in the right context. Wow. So, what are we doing now? Now that we've driven off the annoying character? That was a... Even for this show standards, that was a really hectic first part. I had to need a minute to recover. Yeah, you can get lost in these Japanese train station areas. Like, even in Persona 5, I got a little bit lost. Maybe. That is a big problem. Akihabara... I didn't have time to read much of that. Akihabara something or other. Wait, Mighty Akiba. Evil maze. Gotta watch out for that, I guess. Yes. A lot of foreigners know about Akihabara. I hope to go there one day. Yes. Do it. Raji? Yeah, Raji-kun. Okay, that makes sense. I would love to go deep into Akiba. Did we go too deep or not deep enough? So far, you're failing as a guide, Gankyo. I'm very disappointed in you. She'll bounce back. Oh. What, please talking to you? But why? Just bored police officers? Yeah, there could be a gun in there, you know? Who knows? Probably not, though. So how was it? Do you usually? Oh, that's a bit harsh. I don't know, it's a bit of a problem, but I guess there is that. So much electronic devices to get. I would imagine. They're pretty necessary. Yeah, I bet it is. I mean, Japan is pretty big on their rice, so... Can we build our own, though? How horrible. Okay. I love the grainy effect to really... Oh no, here we go. Oh no, I can already feel it getting stuck in my head. I just love how the voice are doing too. Yay! Well, that was nice. Can I play that again now? Yeah, One Piece does. We should go do a maid cafe for an Akihabara. That's what I think of, you know. Yes, that. Yes. Some very good ideas here. How do we choose just one? I see. Well, we found someplace to eat, well, to drink. We haven't eaten anything yet. I could use a drink myself. I know, right? Oh? Yeah, elaborate. Okay, oh no, it's her. I was gonna say that reminds me of a certain anime that's currently airing The whole underground idol thing. She sings a stupid song, of course she does. Are we eating mochi or something? That's my only guess. Extra lectures. I have to use a catchphrase at least one more time before the show ends. The most ordinary dialogue. And they went really fancy with that. Yeah, it was mochi. Ooh, that was some good-looking rice. Okay, I guess you could just do that. Yeah. Pretty magical. Somebody's opinionated on it. Yes, that's... Back to episode 1. Yeah, but the voices are the big difference. I don't burn things to discs, though. Didn't know that was a thing anyone did. Yeah. Yeah, it's straight up the same from episode 1. Oh god, kill it with fire. That's pretty bad, I guess. That's just horrible. Exactly, I fully understand. Yes, you have, Kyuu. Yes, a little bit of spice added on. Possibly. Gankyo just full of opinions, isn't she? Oh, what the heck is wrong with the TV? Why not? I don't think I quite followed all that, but sure. Yeah, at the end of the day, just enjoy what you enjoy, how you want to enjoy it. uh, and our room is certainly warm. As are anime girls, oddly enough. Oh. You, you upset that dog, and I think he's taking your clothes off, so... And yep, she is now much improved. Very similar, yes. Yes, you can, because you got nothing to lose. I doubt it as well. The problem is she has a bit more to try to cover than Mari did. It's completely unnecessary. Yes, we need that, so hand it over. Yes, understand, Gankyo. Good question. Good thing we have that tank. I'm pretty sure you might have at some point. Yeah, we can put this to better use. And there we go. She's got nothing left. Yeah, they're not evil or anything, you know, they'll leave you something. Oh. Okay, I liked her better before, but sure. Well, how can you prove you're a girl? Now that you're wearing clothes, we can't know for sure. I was actually about to bring that up. It was finally revealed. That's always how we will treat you. But a futanari. Do you have a better way to end it? Oh, did you just talk? She can do that? Her voice actress finally got something to do. So happy for her. Go ahead. I like being able to see her enter the stage from their perspective. Well, that got a bit dark. Well, it was easier to laugh before I started thinking about dying. And then, the final ED. Bum 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 bum. Jikan itadakimasu bum 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 bum. So why does Tetora have so many more pad things to lay on than the rest of them? So yeah. I kind of want a gif of Kigurumi doing that bouncing. Boom. Yeah. Just love Chibi Mari so much. I want to have one. But okay, that was the 13th and final episode of Joshiraku, and I need some more water. Well then, that certainly was an episode, you know. I made comments before it started about how, you know, sometimes some shows are more obvious than others about it being a final episode, you know. And this episode, they straight up started by saying, like, yeah, this is the final episode, guys. That's how it is. Which is, I guess, shouldn't be too surprising because the show loves to lean on the fourth wall and be meta and all that, so it makes sense. And they decided to introduce a new character in this episode. Like, I mean, there have been, like, these side, super not important side characters pop up for gags and stuff, but that's really not the same thing as what we got here, which was a character that looks like they could definitely be a main character, you know, well voice acted and everything and animated, and just suddenly getting a character like that in our primarily 5-person cast show. You know, I mean, the masked person was a little bit of a wild card there, but aside from that, it was basically just our main cast. Everything revolved around them, and suddenly we added in a new real person into it to just spice things up. It honestly took a minute for my brain to just fully wrap my mind about what was happening with that. Like, there was suddenly someone new here. You know, it seemed like this whole world belonged to these 5, and then suddenly that person shows up, and they're very annoying. We pointed out that they were annoying so many times that almost became annoying, which adds a whole nother level to it. And she had like a strawberries all over her outfit, so I was expecting her to be named Ichigo, but she wasn't. I don't quite remember her name, but I think it was a gag. Like, I think they had like to try to add her annoying characteristic as part of the name. And she was just all over the place, you know. I'm really not sure what to say about her. Like, that scene just really was, it like really maxed the craziness to the point where my mind could barely follow what was happening. But, you know, she did a pretty good job emulating the other girls, that's for sure. Let's see, what did we talk about during this scene? We talked about once in a lifetime stuff, which, you know, that could be pretty. It's a really interesting insult to write once in a lifetime, or once is enough, rather. Because it's not really saying what it was bad, but it's saying once was enough. So you could interpret it as saying you didn't like it, but that's not necessarily what it's saying. So it's a really interesting statement, you know, once is enough. So I might use it more often. I don't know. But just, I don't know, I want to talk about that scene, but there's just so much was going on, so much. But the best part of it was definitely when she basically took over the opening. That was 10 out of 10. Definitely the best part of it, without question. But luckily, we did kick her out in the end. And the little girl saying that the Rakugo once was enough was just the perfect way to end off that scene. Without question, that was a perfect way to do it. We also went to Akihabara. We got a little bit lost because you can definitely get lost around the Japanese train station network, all of that. Especially for foreigners, it's really easy to get lost. You know, Japan is like pretty much the best public transportation in the world, but that also makes it a little bit complicated. So, obviously, if you've lived there, you know, raised there, it's not too bad, but otherwise, it's pretty bad. Especially if you can't read Japanese, I imagine it would be a nightmare to get anywhere. Well, probably not too bad. I'm sure they have a decent amount of English around because tourism is pretty big in Japan, you know. So there's a decent amount of English on signs and stuff where it matters. I believe. I've never been there, but from what I've heard, it's certainly possible to navigate around if you only know English. But it's still, knowing Japanese would, I'm sure, be very helpful. And apparently, police stopping you and questioning you is pretty common there in Akihabara. Luckily, it shouldn't have a knife, otherwise the episode may have went in a very different direction. We also talked about rice cookers, which, yeah, I'm sure if you're going to buy a rice cooker, Japan probably the best place to do it. Because Japan, you know, they have that rice culture. Rice is a big aspect of the country. And then we had, like, the what would you call it, jingles, theme song, or whatever, that they were referencing there and kind of singing themselves. So that was nice. The grainy screen there was a nice touch, and then they transitioned into straight up just walking and singing it, you know? Just, it was adorable. It was very cute. Oddly enough, it just kind of raised my happiness level as I watched it. I don't know, it just had a nice little soothing tone to it. Like, makes you think that everything's just gonna be alright in life, you know? And then we calmed things down as we just kind of stood on a bridge, as you do. We did not go to a maid cafe, which I found disappointing. But, oh well. It's how it goes sometimes. And then we had that strawberry character show up on stage as an underground idol, which makes way too much sense for her character. So I guess that shouldn't be too surprising. And then we ate food. And then we referenced the first episode with, like, just go read the manga, because, yeah, anime very rarely ever cover the entire manga, you know, their source material, especially light novels. That's the worst when it comes to anime adaptations. So if you want all of it, you go read the source material. Sometimes it's easier said than done. I mean, I know light novels and stuff get translated more often than they used to, but still. And then we just got into this whole discussion about adaptations and stuff, and Gankyo just has a lot of opinions that she likes to state. I like this line. If you come to Japan and sing in Japanese, it doesn't matter who you are, it'd still be J-pop. Fair enough. It's also a little bit funny to just watch characters watch a television, because you're kind of watching a TV, watching characters watch a TV. I always get a little bit of a kick out of that sort of thing. And then there's a doggy, which, this was funny because Gankyo was like, doggies, no. Doggies don't wear clothes. Doggies are supposed to be naked. It takes off the clothes. And the doggy says, fine, you can play this game. Then it takes off her clothes. It's like, well, how do you like it now? And then add an extra layer to the comedy that just basically copy what happened with Mari. They just kind of stand there awkwardly naked as everyone just kind of sits there and watches. Which, of course, it's just a bit rougher for Gankyo because she has a bit more to try to cover, you know? And then people come in to try to take what she's using to shield herself. You know, we can't have that. But luckily they gave her something to wear, so I guess it all worked out. Although, you know, we still get to see her sitting there with absolutely nothing for a little bit, which was nice. And apparently war happened outside during all of this. Not sure exactly what happened. But that's how it goes. Sometimes war can be sudden. And that was the episode. Just a very hectic one, especially the first part was basically the maximum level crazy the show's had, I think, so far. I could be wrong, but I think it is. So, now I guess I should probably describe the show as a whole, which would be difficult, for sure. Now, the biggest gag of the show is, of course, the one line that they kind of put up here and there, where it says, you know, the show is full of normal dialogue, so you can just kind of enjoy how cute the girls are, which is kind of moe, cute girls doing cute things, slice of life anime in general, you know, it's kind of referencing that sort of thing. Of course. However, this isn't quite that, and that's kind of the joke, because that's not exactly what this is. These are girls, they are cute, and they are talking to each other. That is kind of the show. So, by a lot of measurements, you'd say, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, K-On! Or any of those other type of shows, but it's clearly not, because the things they discuss can get pretty crazy sometimes, and not just the discussions themselves. Sometimes real-life things happen around them to add to the craziness, but even just the discussions themselves got pretty deep and went into weird directions and got kind of political at times, you know? And of course, I don't know anywhere near enough about Japanese culture and history to fully get a lot of them, but you know, just very interesting to see that sort of thing. In this anime, more so than any other anime, it really is, like, for Japanese people. Like, a lot of anime have a certain degree of, if you're not a foreigner, you're not going to get the complete value out of it. There'll be a little bit that goes over your head just because you don't quite get a pop culture reference or whatever. Like, there'll be little things that are here and there. But I don't think anything I've ever seen out of the several hundred anime I've seen comes anywhere close to Joshiraku as far as you must be at least this Japanese to understand this show, you know. It's at a whole another level. And until now, Monogatari I thought was at the top of that, but no, now this show is at the top. And I doubt anything could ever pass it. It had countless references to names and people that I just did not know, and it certainly doesn't help that they censor a lot of the names. That does not help at all in understanding it, you know, and censoring images and stuff, so they don't exactly make it easy to figure it out, that's for sure. But anyway, the conversations certainly were very creative, you know. What did we talk about in this show? We talked about, like, politicians a little bit, talked about, I think we talked about music and TV and the dentists, like, just the amount of topics, I could never possibly remember all of them. And sometimes we would start on a topic and then just go way down another lane. Sometimes we came up with excuses to bully other members of the group, or to take their clothes off, or to elect them as an official, like, not president, but whatever Gankyo was elected as, you know. Like, we even went to space with that bit. Just very, very crazy, insane show, but also pretty funny. I mean, jokes were a little bit hit or miss, especially when there were ones that went over my head. Those obviously was kind of hard to find a joke funny if you don't properly understand it. But even with all that, I still say enough of the gags hit for it to definitely been a good anime in a comedy respect, I would say. And the characters themselves were quite enjoyable, quite likable, you know. Half the time Mari spoke, she reminded me of another character that has the same voice actress. But aside from that, yeah, just Mari also was kind of the most energetic one, I would say. And she also has that delicious flat chest going on, so yeah, she was probably my favorite character, really. Although I did quite like Higurumi, you know. They probably could have done a little bit more with her kind of, you know, where she kind of tries to pretend to be more cutesy than she actually is. Like, they reference that a bit here and there, but I feel like they could have done a bit more with that. But regardless, she was probably my second favorite character. You know, she was adorable. You know, what can I say? You know, Tetoraji was just way too lucky, so it was hard to like her too much, because it seemed like the world just kind of gives her whatever she wants, and just kind of, she avoids trouble, then her friends all get blown up, you know? And Gankyo was a little bit too mean to Mari for me to like her too much. Plus, I'm not the biggest fan of glasses girls in general. And Kukuru, I liked Kukuru, you know? She kind of had that sort of... She kind of reminded me of Sadako, I think her name is, from The Ring. Whatever her name is. You know, the girl in the well from The Ring. But she reminded me a lot of her, which is probably intentional. The mask character, you know, we never really got to see under the mask. We heard her speak once in this episode. But aside from that, not much. And then we got the new character in this episode, the supporting character, who was annoying. I mean, I wouldn't say I hated her necessarily, but she certainly was annoying. And if we did get more than one episode of her, I probably would have lost my mind. You know, but, let's see, what else is there really to say about this show, aside from how insane and ridiculous and unpredictable it was at times, like frickin' sumo wrestler under the tatami mats in the dressing room. Like, it just... several questions about how we got to this point in this room. Yeah, I mean, probably all I got to say. I mean, I did enjoy the show, even if a lot of it did fly over my head as a gaijin, but it was good stuff, for sure. And like I said, we do have one more episode left, the OVA. I don't know exactly what that will cover, but since it is obviously not a very plot-focused show, it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just sure there'll be just the usual kind of gags that probably don't really matter where they appear story-wise. You just kind of enjoy the normal dialogue from the cute girls, you know, as it always says. But yeah, it was good stuff. The ED is by far the best thing about this show. That ED, a masterpiece. I mean, how else can you describe it? Just, it should be your alarm clock. It should be your ringtone. It should be everything. Like that ED, I think, is a secret to world peace, honestly. So, but yeah, just I'll do the OVA soon enough. So, look forward to that, I suppose. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.